Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWitt.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show 2.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWitt.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about too many member offers in one county all at the same time. Does it ever happen, do you think? We'll find out. Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landacademy.com online community. It's free.
By the way, I have a note about this. I had one member the other day that was telling me how much they appreciate this little Q&A here, Jack. They really get a lot out of it, even if it's not in what they're working on right now, so we can't change it.
You know, it took 2 years. But I think the format of this show is kind of
caught on.
This is it.
It works. So cool. All right, John, who I love this, who happens to be in our world here, asked this question because just because you're not in our world, by the way, you can get in there. It's free. So
go and join. It's to become a green member of our group is completely free.
Exactly, and you don't have to be green.
That's not an accident that was.
I got it.
The color. That member level was free and green.
Green. Yep. So John wrote, I was able to use Title Pro 24/7, which we provide, to get the GPS coordinates of one of my properties. However, it just puts a pin on the map. Is there a way to see the outline of the property? How would I know if the property has road access without having an outline of it?
Excellent question.
Mm-hmm.
It's right up my alley. Do you mind if I answer it?
Please.
Best thing you can do, and you want to do this anyway, you want to maybe double check the exact location of the property. This is a make or break situation. So, let's face it, if you're even a few hundred yards off, that could make or break the deal. Mm-hmm. You could have a multi-million-dollar piece of property, or you could have a 35-cent piece of property. Mm-hmm. So what you want to do is, in all circumstances, and even at the level where we are, I do it. You want to get the county GIS information and or the plat map, whatever they have online, and then overlay it in Google Earth, and then you will get all the corner points and the whole thing. It's good. It's great that you brought this up because we are in the process of putting together an APN locator in Google Earth. It's not going to happen overnight, but we're literally going to map every single APN in the country or where the data is available. Let's say 95% of them. Mm-hmm. So, but you really need to, like Jill always says, you really should learn how to drive a stick shift, even though if you don't have one,
right.
You just should. There's for a lot of reasons.
Learn how to do this. Well, the pin, and then what you're doing for the initial, I do exactly what you're doing too, John, by the way. I use Title Pro 24/7 just for these purposes. The person's calling me back. It's super easy for me to put in even their last name and find their property. And that way I can confirm ownership and just have an idea of where it is. Is it near a lake? Is it near the ocean? Is it on the side of a hill? Whatever. I can get it just a quick snapshot of what I'm looking at as I'm talking to the person. And then like Jack says later on, if it passes your initial test, so let's just say
I see.
It passes your initial test, and then you're going to go back later on. You're going to hang up the phone, and you're going to spend a little more time on this property now, and then dive in like Jack says. That's what I do. And then really get into it and look at the property a little more.
Yeah, you don't have
to
don't obsess on this.
It's true.
Every property has corner points. You can, and some of our members go nuts over this because they want to have the exact GPS, decimal GPS taken out to the 30th, whatever.
Exactly.
You don't need to do that.
Don't worry about that. You're not going to drive out there and stake it yourself.
And you don't need the corner points. And there's a drawing tool in Google Earth Pro, which is free, I do a video on it to show you how to outline. A lot of people have this exact question.
we need to put that back up there because I was looking for it. I think it got pushed down on the list. So we need to put it back up there.
It's probably not in a specific channel. Okay. I will do that. But it's a great question. This is one of the reasons that we added Title Pro 24/7 to the collection of data that we offer, because it's a great place to get GPS coordinates real easily.
Mm-hmm. And that's how you know.
If you have a question or you want to be on the show, reach out to either one of us on Land Academy. Today's topic, and this is the meat of the show, Too many offers, too many member offers in one county. Does it happen? What do you think, Joe?
I have a couple notes about this. Number one, I put down I really put I don't think it's our folks. Number one, I think this happens in other communities, possibly.
It never happens, by the way.
Well, no, I know it's really not an issue. But the only time I hear about it is if the only time I ever hear about it are on these circumstances where, number one, people are only hitting tax delinquent properties and maybe being lazy, and maybe they don't know how to pick a county.
That's right.
So
you're nailing it.
Those are my things.
This has become your show now.
Oh, but that's really the only time I ever even hear this. I mean, really, doesn't come up in our world.
It happens with tax defaulted property.
Right.
You nailed it.
So what it is people that I hear about this because I hear people coming from other environments. They're in other people's groups. Let's just cut to the chase. I'm going to be honest.
Like
they're in
Park Mikulski's group.
Park Mikulski. Yeah. They're in Park Mikulski's group or other people's groups. And the Italian, we'll just say, just kidding.
No, European.
The European. So anyway, you're the Italian. So.
What are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm Dutch. I'm Dutch and
you're
Irish.
Mrs. Italian.
DeWitt is Dutch and Irish. So that's funny. I know how to work with Italians. Let's just leave it at that.
Gold star.
By the way, I just have to share what we were watching last night. I can't believe you have me sitting here going back through The Sopranos.
I know. It's got to stop.
And what's great about it is you have it down now that you're actually verbatim. You are speaking the. So
I get so many emails over this.
I know. It's something that you really appreciate. I get it.
I don't know.
Okay, so
I won't drag you through that anymore.
That's okay.
We should experience new things together.
Well, you know what? Here's the whole point about The Sopranos. You took from that. Look at the bond that these people have and the good relationships that they do have with their family and
That's
those
right.
other people. You know, there's a few people, and you don't mess with family.
That's right.
And when family goes sideways, they step in and they get them back in line. And there's some good things that you can say about it. You don't need to. It's not like we're putting people in trunks or things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine putting someone in a trunk?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I bet you can. So, anyway, back to what I was saying. It's people in other environments. I really have heard of this, and they've come to us saying, "But wait a minute, aren't you guys all tripping over each other?" And the whole point is, no, we're not. You know why? Because Jack and I, really you, Jack. I mean, this is your thing. You teach everyone how to find a county. What other things you're looking for? And all of our members are out there finding great areas and great pockets and great counties all over the country that you and I haven't even tapped into. And they're doing fantastic because they know how to find a county.
That's right.
And they also know how to send offers to all the owners, not just the tax delinquent ones.
That's the deal. So here's the deal. Does it get saturated? And the reason I chose this topic, this is maybe since we started doing the show, about the third time. And it is consistently one of the top 5 shows from our listenership download because everybody's got a valid concern about this. So I even actually wrote, if you go about 3 newsletters back, which I'm told you can soon do on our website, I wrote a whole story about Texas.
Heck, you could email me and I'll send it to you if you want.
Or email Jill. And that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I deconstructed Texas. I just took Texas and the number of counties, and if we all as a group got crazy, it's no possible way that we can mail that much. It does never get saturated. What gets saturated is this. Please, and this is the takeaway from the whole show. We send offers to everybody, right? Including tax delinquent. We don't even look up tax delinquent properties. We don't mess around with it. But they get included because we send them to everybody. Because
I don't discriminate.
So, but the other 2 groups only do tax defaulted property. And so that can get saturated at times. So that's
Especially
the
if they're
real
all,
story.
I swear I hear them doing the one same county and they're all hitting the same list. I'm like, or the same group. I'm like, this is nuts.
That is insane.
Exactly.
You don't do that. So the takeaway is this. Don't just focus on tax defaulted property, number one. Number two, make sure you use a professional mail company. Don't lick stamps or anything like that because you're losing out on the software piece. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Get real creative and about where you're choosing to mail offers, like Jill just said. We have members doing it on the East Coast and the Rust Belt. There are many members that have mailed counties that I never, ever even considered sending offers out to in a, whatever this is now, 15, 16-year career, 17 years. And they're doing really, really well. So a little bit of creativity here goes a long way.
I was going to say, too, one thing that I've shared with people, I said, don't you think that Jack and I didn't talk about that before we even created Land Academy? You better believe we talked about this. Because you know what's our number one business? Buying and selling properties. And that's never going to change.
We just had a 125-unit transaction come in one of the most popular counties that people do this in. And they received a letter from us a lot of years ago. So it just doesn't get oversaturated. I mean, don't worry about it.
Exactly.
Plus, and that, we're capping our membership too. If you go on our website, we're approaching it actually, approaching the capped rate, the number of members that are going to be.
We might hit it by the end of the year.
Yeah.
It's going to be really close.
And then that's it. Then there's a waiting list. So, the saturation thing, I thought we were just going to horse around on this whole show.
Oh, we're actually talking about stuff?
That's how not worried I am about everybody mailing to the same place.
I know. It's funny. It is true. Some people get hung up on it. Is it like analysis paralysis? People that say, well, I gotta find some fault.
No, I really believe that it's a valid concern.
Okay.
I had it when I started.
Really?
There were times.
Seriously?
Yeah. There were times where I mailed, I said, oh, that's it. Can't go back.
Oh,
Can't go back to the well.
Funny.
That's in that exact county that I'm talking about in Arizona that we got that deal in yesterday. I said, it's over. We bought all the property.
That's so funny.
Until everybody gets the tax bills next year.
And
then they start calling.
Here we go again. Because you know that there's people that they open up the mail. There's probably people. You're right, Jack. It doesn't even register this year because it's not on their radar to sell their property. Everything's great, but next year, now it's on their radar for whatever reason, or they passed on and now it's the kids opening the mail, and it's a whole new group. By the way,
that's what's going on with this deal. I got an email from somebody about a month ago, a member of ours, and they said, I just want to pass this on to you because it's really funny. And it was this whole string that they copied and pasted out of either Facebook or somewhere on the internet, probably Bigger Pockets, and it said this. Some very new person went in there and said, all the people who teach real estate, how to buy and sell real estate, they don't do deals anymore because there's no more deals to do.
Oh, that's hilarious. Somebody said that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because all the houses, specifically, this is the sentence, all the houses that are good to flip have been flipped. They've been found.
Somebody really said that?
Yeah. And I sat there with my jaw on the desk going, this is, you just do the math on the number of residences. It's not possible.
Funny. Wow. I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Like, I don't know. That's crazy. Okay.
So again, I mean, I chose this because it is a valid concern, but it's a valid topic, let's say. Please don't be concerned about it.
It's not a valid concern. It's not a real concern, but the topic comes up. You're right, Jack. Thank you.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
and inspiration, that's me,
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day to buy property still, because it's not all gone, for half of what it's worth, and sell it immediately.
Jill, you look beautiful all the time, but I have to tell you, you look the most beautiful when you have no makeup on and you're just chilling out, like on a not a vacation, but on a holiday week, like
Thank you.
Leading up to a holiday.
Thank you. I'm still showing up.
Like all the kids are going to be here. Jill is in her element.
She
gets to buy. There's 7 million Christmas presents around this house.
Half of them are wrapped.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
of all kinds, not just land,
for half price, just so we can flip it for way more.
And really fast. Thanks for listening. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.